Ja, bevor wir aber dem Smartphone nachgehen, einmal in die Zeitung geschaut. Miami Harbinger. Multimillionär finally
Some
caught.
snoops had
Wie haben sie
identified the
denn
winner of the
geschafft?
national lottery and the new millionaire Jeremy Baran, or Click to friends. A common man, a game developer working for a company famous for its shooters. From what little I saw from the picture, he wasn't exactly a shooter kind of guy, but, you know, that looks can be deceiving.
Wieso? Wieso? Oh, wer ist denn das? Gentleman Dieb schlägt wieder zu. Zum letzten Mal. Verhaftet wurde letzte Nacht der weltberühmte Velvet Rose, der bei einem bewaffneten Raubüberfall auf frischer Tat ertappt wurde. Der Mann, der durch eine Reihe brillanter Diebstähle berühmt geworden ist, wurde mit legendären Figuren wie Arsène Lupin und Butch Cassidy verglichen. Es ist ein ironischer Epilog für den talentierten Einbrecher, bei einem Überfall auf ein kleines Pfandleihhaus am Stadtrand mit der Hand in der Keksdose erwischt zu werden. Ersten Aussagen zufolge scheint das Ziel aufgrund der Nähe zu der Wohnung gewählt worden zu sein, in der sich nur wenige Nächte zuvor der berüchtigte Serienmörder Blowtorch aufhielt. Ich konnte es nicht ertragen, dass die Medien von dieser Bestie vereinnahmt wurden, erklärte der Mann, bevor er in ein Hochsicherheitsgefängnis gebracht wurde. Ist das das letzte Mal, dass wir von ihm hören? Mehr Details auf Seite 13.
The Harbinger officially apologized for the firecrackers distributed the day before, which had caused disorder and petty crimes all over the city. Never mind the apologies. If it weren't for that firecracker, I'd have ended up 6 feet underground prematurely.
Ja. Definitiv. Okay. Nichts weiter in der Zeitung. Irgendwas mitzunehmen? Nope. Können mit Alice sprechen, möchte ich aber nicht. Wir schauen uns einmal das Loch an.
I would not be able to reach that little object even if I stretched to the maximum. I'd need some sort of tool or extension.
Was der hier alles braucht.
Now it was within my reach. And there was the little object I had glimpsed the night before. Radwed's
Das hat
smartphone,
funktioniert.
finally in my hand.
Okay. Wir haben ja noch einen Brief bekommen.
Who knows what they hope to find in there except dust, spiders, and maybe some outstanding bill. Then at the bottom of the box, I saw an abandoned envelope.
Zur geneigten
I
Kenntnisnahme.
must have left behind traditional poetry for a more attractive and aggressive style. One step forward. For the moment, I didn't consider him a threat. Law enforcement was chasing him all over the country, forcing him on the run. But I just knew that one day I would find myself face to face with Blowtorch again.
Aha. So, da haben wir jetzt ein
Radwood's
Handy.
cell phone, lost during our struggle. I wasn't competent enough to pull any precious information out of it.
Ja, dafür gibt es ja jemanden. Werte Alice, darf ich Ihnen dieses Handy überreichen?
Hey.
How's it going?
Die Geschichte endet, müssen wir noch eine Sache klären. Eine Locke. Ich habe das
I
Paket
recovered the
wieder
package.
gefunden.
Tell me you were spot on and that we have Rodwed's phone.
You better believe it.
Seriously? So taking all those blows was worth it.
Taking all those blows. Since when did you start speaking like a bar brawler?
Since I've been hanging out with you. Give me the device, quick.
Can you get anything from it? Useful information that will get us closer to Catherine?
I can and I will. Let me work. I just have to open the tracking software.
Well, let's be clear, though. He took the most of the beating.
Tracking Software. Okay, hier.
Now I'll connect the smartphone to the laptop and wait for the readout of the results.
So now we will be able to track the calls made with this device?
We should be, but the tracker wasn't able to find enough data from the phone. I guess it's shielded. Darn. Do you see the area that appeared on the map? It indicates the place where Rodwed's phone seems to have been used lately.
Oh, too vast to identify the precise spot. Tell me you still have one more trick up your sleeve or I'll start crying.
I could try to monitor the incoming signals received in the last few days. If we can obtain at least 3 readings, we could triangulate the signal's directions and find the location where Rodwed was at the time of the calls. Here's the first signal. Judging by the reference radio tower, the call must have originated from the old factory building.
Mama did mention she had called Radwed, now that I think about it.
And here's another signal, this time closer to the coast. Any ideas?
Probably the harbor office contacting Radwed after accepting his bribe. Maybe to clarify a few details about that night.
It all fits. And I guess I have access to a third signal. 1 minute and... oh no, that's not good.
Yeah, the fact that the icon is sizzling and dancing all around is not a good sign, is it?
Not at all. The signal comes from a radio tower near the Molesburg mansion, but the results are disturbed. I guess they installed some kind of shielding device specifically to prevent being tracked.
All right, I'm on it. Just tell me what I have to do.
Take this device for starters. Once you get to the Molesburg residence, use it to track the source of the disturbance.
What should I look for exactly?
A telephone jammer. That is to say, a little device equipped with antennas. When you find it,
Stimmt,
put
der
this
Gärtner.
tracker on top. It is also programmed to deactivate the jamming device. Once it is taken out of the equation, come back to me, and I'm sure we'll get something.
No sooner said than done. I'll be back here in no time.
Das war doch beim Gärtner, da hinten in seiner Laube.
The signal didn't point exactly towards the house, but to the garden. I had to figure out where they stuck this you know, the radio thingy.
Geht
I
ja
was
schon
able to cross the
automatisch
garden
rein.
without being noticed by anyone, following the signal up to the gardener's shed. I found the device behind one of those stacked crates. Following Alice's instructions, I put the device I had with me on top of it. Then Alice would be able to...
Did I really need to do that, Mama dear?
Sure
Oh,
you did,
nein.
idiot. Didn't you see that bunch of fleas was going to bite my hindquarters?
If you say so, Mama.
Don't hold a grudge on me now. We followed that shorty this far, but where did he go?
Come out of there, Stallone!
No,
Schon
in the
wieder.
Garbage, you idiot! He must be in the shed. Now be quiet and let's wait for him to come out.
Trapped again. Mom and Eugene didn't want to drop the ball. To get out of that shed, I would have to devise one of my genius ideas, and fast.
Kisten. Kisten. Diese Steine.
I thought it was better to look for another solution. I was all out of ideas. Better think about it. It was well,
Ja, ist schon klar.
maybe that opening would give me a tactical advantage. I could have used the crates to barricade the shed, but sooner or later Eugene would manage to enter all the same. Then I saw the opening above the door, and my brain cells started to activate. I could have used the... Then I saw the toilet and...
Toilette auch nicht.
I could build a ladder using what I... But for the base, I need some...
Etwas Solides. Kühlschrank.
That fridge was emptier than mine. I just found a honey pot that could be useful. Grope a statue. Why not? There was nothing else useful.
Bett.
Flea bitten, the only... I'd have picked up the sprayer. I don't know why.
Wir brauchen was Solides unten.
I picked up a handful. No matter how hard I tried, sometimes my obsession with certain death was...
Okay, machen wir dann...
Maybe. In that moment, I didn't... Bunch of pebbles. To knock down Eugene, I would need a boulder.
Okay. Kisten.
I could build a
öffnen.
ladder using what I found in the shed, and the box seemed like something I should remember. But for the base, I need something more solid. Certain death.
Ja, ist ja gut. Wir brauchen was Solides.
The toilet could have been useful, but it was secured with screws.
Oh,
The toilet seat was... I didn't understand how that...
Ach so. Ja, wie kriegen wir... Toilette ist gesichert.
The toilet and crates might have helped me get a better view of the situation, but not like that.
Bräuchten vielleicht mal noch irgendwas.
The shears were inviting, but I would have felt like a worm depriving the gardener of his... That rope might have been useful if it wasn't rotten from its first to last fight. I'd have picked up the sprayer if it didn't contain a strange and probably toxic greenish liquid. I don't know why, but I've always had a passion for vape.
Okay. Einen Spiegel benutzen mit Toilette?
In that moment, the toilet seat was... The boxes were stacked in open...
Tracking, Wäschestange mit Toilette?
Sometimes, no matter how hard... Maybe. Sometimes, I thought it was... In that moment... Better. Even though... I thought it was better. I thought it was... Maybe. Maybe. Maybe.
Ich hab gar nichts hier. Wir haben noch nicht so viel. Ach so, wir haben noch... Ach. Wir haben doch einen... Hier... Schraubenschlüssel.
Investigator, cook, tightrope walker, and now also plumber. My portfolio was becoming impressive.
So schlimm. Prima, jetzt können wir die Toilette nehmen.
I could have used the toilet to barricade, then I saw the opening of... I could have used it, then I saw... I never thought I'd say something like that.
Vor allen Dingen, man kann es nicht mit der Tür. Oh. Vorbildlich, wie er läuft. Ist so eine Kiste
now
drauf.
The shed had a comfortable floor toilet. Another step in building my stairway to heaven.
Einmal bitte hochklettern. Danke.
How long do we have to stay here, Mama?
All the time we need, you redneck. Sooner or later, he'll decide to come out of there.
Ja, wir können ihn mit Honig träufeln und dann die Bienen da wach machen.
Mama, it started raining.
Don't talk nonsense, you big monkey! Can't you see there's not even a cloud in the sky?
But I was sure that...
Das ist ein guter Einfall. Jawohl. Do your job. Angriff.
Ay! Ah! Mama! Mama!
You gene, idiot! Get back here immediately!
Kriegt mal wieder einen mit Schraubstock.
2-0 for me, Mama. I knew that wouldn't be the last meeting with the two henchmen.
Schraubenschlüssel
But
1
for
über
the
den Kopf
time being, I
gezogen.
had dodged a bullet. Then I saw Bobby on the ground. Eugene had clearly let him fall as he ran. It was a great relief to have him back in my possession. It was high time to beat it.
Ja, wenn das nicht gut gelaufen ist. Oh.
That destroyed frame recalled bad memories. Luckily, there was nothing else.
Mal schauen, ob sie triangulieren konnte.
How's it going?
Bevor die
There's a
Geschichte
matter we need to
endet.
clarify before the story ends. Your lock.
You still haven't given up on that.
Absolutely. Listen to this. You said you studied behavioral science and that you specialize in the facial analysis of people. Now, in my opinion, that's a tough task comparable to poker. In addition, the eyes are the mirror of the soul. So you created your secret weapon, a tuft of hair that partially covered your own eyes, so you could spy on others without being seen. A bit like wearing sunglasses to look at girls' bums without being called a pervert. The white dye, then, is just a way to divert attention away from the real purpose of the lock.
I never thought I could use my lock in such a way. Your idea is brilliant.
So, it's not that either. Oh, man, I'm starting to feel frustrated.
Are you ready to throw in the towel?
All right, I officially declare my surrender.
Oha.
I already mentioned that my father was a great detective before his retirement, but I never specified who he worked for. Mr. Richard Kelvin Sharp, my grandfather. The owner of Spy Corps I, the biggest private detective agency in the eastern United States.
Bucatinis manicati. Was soll denn das sein?
Bucatinis Manacati.
You might think this would be an advantage for a girl that dreamed of nothing else besides becoming a detective. Instead, my grandfather was a man of old convictions, son of a patriarchal model that he never thought for a moment to call into question. So he denied me a job.
You were rejected by your grandpa?
Can you believe that?
Nö.
There was a huge fight. I cursed him and his agency to hell while he threatened to cut me out of the family inheritance in order to dissuade me. So I left, knowing that if I gave up, my grandfather would have won.
Er hat
But he failed.
versagt.
That's how you ended up here, doing an internship for old Seamus.
That's the reason for my white lock. It's my war declaration. It reminds me of the rejection of my grandfather, my own blood, and this pushes me every day not to give up. Disappointed by the reality?
Not at all. I thought you were going to catch me off guard with something simple like, because I love myself like this, or I copied my look from a superhero.
Well, yes, I love myself like this too.
I suppose I didn't manage to solve the mystery completely. But there is one thing I'm sure of.
What is it?
Your grandfather was wrong.
Thanks, Lars. I'm happy we talked about it.
Ja, sind wir glücklich drüber. Und das Gerät
The
ist
device is
weg.
gone. I'd like to specify that I risked my life once again to make it possible.
Perfect. We should have what we need to continue with our search. There. Now we have all 3 signals we'll use for tracking.
And how do we proceed now?
Do you see the light trails? They show the direction of the outgoing calls from the radio towers. I just have to select the radio tower to manipulate and use the 2 arrows on the lower left to rotate the signal.
But how will you know when you've set them the right way?
The signals will become more defined once they're arranged in their correct orientation. And once all 3 are done, we'll have the general position of Rodwed's cell phone at the moment the calls were received.
Hey, I actually understood that.
Now let me work.
Okay. Ja, nu. Ach so. Müssen das da hinbekommen oder wie?
I'd be out of the area of interest. I'd be out of the area of interest.
Okay.
I'd be out of the I'd be out of the area of interest.
Hier würden sie sich schneiden. Nicht wirklich. Muss das genau da sein?
I'd be out of the I'd
Okay, wir können das einmal bewegen. Dann können wir das bewegen. Und nach Gelb bewegen.
I'd be out of the I'd be out of the area of interest.
Also nur hier drin, irgendwo.
I'd be out of the area of interest. I'd be out of... Lars, come here. I think I got it. The signals seem well defined. These are the exact directions of the phone calls. If we consider only the area where the 3 signals overlap and narrow it down to the circular area we're inspecting...
We obtain a decidedly small zone in the Everglades. That would make sense.
In that
Stärkstes Signal
vicinity,
ist.
there only
Stimmt.
seems to be an old, unused building I cannot find any official papers for.
We found it. This is the place they brought Catherine. I'd bet my hat. We have to go, now.
Hold on. We need to think carefully. You always go and charge in without a plan, and as a result, you've risked your life many times since this case started. We must be extra cautious instead. We have very few hours of light left, so we might as well wait until tomorrow. In the meantime, we will formulate a safe approach plan. We could even consider involving Burton. After all, we're dealing with a teenager's life here.
I'm not entirely convinced, but all right. For once, I'll try to restrain myself.
Perfect. At this point, would you mind if I stay over? We could save a few precious hours.
Be my guest. The bed is right over there. On the other hand, I can see that you and the sofa are meant for each other, so I don't want to come between you.
You're really the last of the knights, Lazarus Bundy.
What happened to Catherine Malsberg if I didn't make my move in time? And besides, how much would I expose Alice by involving her in all this? Those were the questions that kept me awake. The answers to those same questions finally helped me to understand what I had to do. I was going to be alone for the last time.
16. November, den Everglades.
I reached the place in the middle of the night. I had to leave Green Dart a few hundred feet away because of the rugged and swampy terrain. A lonely wooden building arose in the desolate Everglades landscape. There was no light that hinted of a human presence, but I was sure I was in the right place.
Oh.
I needed to arm myself before proceeding.
Ach,
Alligators. The Everglades were haunted by those fanged demons. The single blow, I had lost my source of light and my only defensive weapon. Oh, to hell with me and my dislike of firearms.
tja, Mann mit
The
Prinzipien,
structure
oder?
was dark and silent. I didn't think there was anyone inside.
Schauen uns aber erstmal um. Da unten haben wir eine Klappe und da kann man bestimmt durchschauen.
The hatch was locked, probably by a latch on the inner side.
Okay. Können wir mal am Fenster schauen.
The door was massive, and the handle absolutely out of reach. The lower hatch, though, seemed promising. The frame was hopelessly blocked, and the only room to maneuver was through the crack that remained ajar.
Können wir damit.
In that moment, it didn't seem to be... With that, I could...
Ach, er schafft es.
The lower hatch of the door was open.
Na dann, einmal ran an die Klappe.
The hatch was designed for a small animal, not a human, so I could never squeeze through it.
Okay. Könnten den Spiegel einhalten.
The
Nicht?
hatch was designed...
Kleine Tiere, also Panda.
Obviously, the door was closed.
Wie soll ich da jetzt rankommen?
The hatch was designed for a small animal, not a human, so I could never squeeze through it.
Können wir hinten rumgehen? Nein.
Obviously, the door was closed. Better think about it. I could see the key inserted in the keyhole. I could see the key inserted in the keyhole.
Brauchen wir Spitzes.
In that moment, it didn't... I could see the key inserted in the keyhole. Maybe. Or maybe not. Better think about it.
Aber ich das...
Was it really worth it? In that moment, even though the I thought it was better to look for another solution. Maybe. I was all out of... In that moment, was it maybe? I didn't understand how that could... A temporary It emanated a power I was able to neither decipher nor quantify. Plus, I couldn't look at it for too long without feeling a sense of discomfort. Bobby the Teddy Bear, a memory of a happy childhood. Available today in Panda version.
Panda-Version.
Better think about it. I thought it was... Was it really... I was all out of ideas.
Aber wir haben doch noch... Was haben wir denn noch? Ein Schlüssel im Schlüssel?
I was all out of ideas.
Könnten noch die Antenne probieren mit dem
The trick of the key dropping on a newspaper and then slipping it under the door only worked in the movies. But I had another idea in mind. I'd broken my very useful antenna, but at least I was able to poke the key out of the lock and make it fall on the floor of the cabin.
Ja, dann können wir doch einen Schlüssel
The
nehmen,
trick
oder?
had worked to perfection.
Wie unvorteilhaft.
The shed was completely empty, with the exception of an abandoned envelope on the table.
Immerhin was?
With a trembling hand, I picked up the envelope. I couldn't believe what I saw. Me, climbing the wall of Molesberg's residence. So somebody had been spying on me since the beginning of my investigation?
Stimmt.
The bowling night with Alice. I'd exposed that girl beyond all acceptable limits. The interrogation of Duke Ravendish. So they knew I was looking for the Cel-Shading. That's why Radwood was so calm. Just as I thought, the daring escape from the Cel-Shading aboard M's raft. Those fanatics have been following my moves step by step.
Look what we have here. I prepared a little show for you, Detective. Now relax and let me work. The spectacle is under construction.
Komischer Typ, oder? Bisschen jedenfalls.
You.
Not another step, Detective, where I might lose control of this old, trembling hand and make a fine mess. Hands in the air and no tricks.
If you so much as touch her...
For goodness sake, Bundy, do what he tells you.
Wise suggestion, Eric. We don't want this innocent creature to suffer any premature pain, do we?
For the love of God, let my grandson go.
First you give me your daughter, and now you pretend to play the role of the thoughtful grandfather.
The kidnapping. The kidnapping wasn't planned. Molesberg had promised not only Catherine, but also the baby born of your relationship.
But it seems that the word of a businessman carries very little weight these days.
I was blinded. All the power you promised me isn't worth the sacrifice of...
Eric. This knife is becoming heavier and heavier.
This is really the end of the road? At least I want to know why.
This is not a pathetic theatrical performance with a happy ending, Detective.
I've been watching you, so I know you didn't warn anybody about your solo plan, because this is what you're used to do, isn't it? Following your ambition without any compromise, putting your work ahead of everything else, ahead of family, leaving it behind in the name of your ambition, ahead of the few friends you've had.
I fulfill the emptiness of your existence. That's why you desperately need me.
And that's why you can only watch helplessly. So now, if you don't mind...
No!
Hold it right there! Keep your hands up where I can see them.
Like this?
Oh nein.
What the hell was that?
Where did he go?
The window! Quick! Catherine Malsberg was rushed to the hospital, while the Everglades were scoured from the ground up by Burton's men. Radwed and the baby had disappeared without a trace. Too many questions were left unanswered. How had Radwed gained these mysterious powers? And what was the role of the doctor? Only one thing I was sure of. I had failed. I stayed out late that night. I didn't have the guts to face Alice. If she hadn't warned Burton, things would have gone even worse. Radwed had tracked all my movements. Every bit of progress I thought I had made was just one more step toward the ending he had prepared. His ending. I underestimated my enemy. Or maybe I just overestimated myself. I couldn't keep deluding myself like that. Maybe I should... drop my last line of defense.
Rauchen.
Lars. We can't let this thing stop us. We just need...
I just need to go to bed and forget about everything.
That's it? Is this how you built your fame? By leaving things half done?
I have no energy left.
I don't believe you. Not after what I've seen.
Listen to me.
You walked on unstable ledges. You twice broke into the den of murderers you were after.
Alice.
You risked it all to save that girl. And now...
I'm dying of cancer!
Oh.
What? You run out of words? Didn't your kinetic superpower see that coming? I know what you're thinking. You're thinking it'd take tremendous effort to hide such a disease. And you're right. And yet it's far worse than you think. Having to pretend every minute in front of others. In front of your boss, your colleagues, your neighbors, the supermarket cashier. Having to look confident, brilliant, unshakable, invincible. Yeah, I lied. I created such a well-orchestrated charade that I ended up believing it myself. I lied because I didn't want to suffer the look on your face right now. Concern, sympathy, pity. I don't want anyone looking at me like that. Not once. I was the best at what I did. I was the detective who flushed out all the cruelest and smartest criminals on the East Coast. And I need to be that guy again. Even if my body betrays me and stabbing pains pierce my mind. I was hoping this case would be the last blaze of glory for Lazarus Bundy. But maybe it's beyond my reach. I can't face all of this, Alice. Not in this condition. I can't stop them. The masquerade is over.
Okay, ein sehr offenes Ende, oder? Um nicht zu sagen, zweiten Teil. Den gibt's auch schon bei Steam hinterlegt, den zweiten Teil. Aber er ist ja noch nicht rausgekommen. Mal schauen, wann er rauskommt. definitiv ein sehr interessantes Adventure, Point-and-Click-Adventure. Definitiv guter Humor. Ein bisschen tollpatschigen Helden. Okay, könnte sich ein bisschen erklären lassen mit seiner Krankheit, dass er so tollpatschig ist. Man muss ja immer 100% geben. Oh, mit einer Krankheit. Immer ein bisschen schwierig, um es entsprechend auszudrücken. Gefällt mir. Hat mir gefallen. Ist jetzt nicht ganz so lang. Rätsel waren ein bisschen out of the box. Also nicht sehr intuitiv, würde ich sagen. Das letzte, es ging einigermaßen. Das mit der Landkarte. Aber die vorherigen, keine Ahnung, wie man die lösen sollte. Das war mehr so Trial and Error. So mehr Logikrätsel hätte ich mir mehr gewünscht als sowas Extrovertiertes. Oder man sollte dann mehr Erklärungen mit einbauen, damit man dann auch weiß, okay, Anhaltspunkte. Was muss ich denn jetzt machen? Am letzten hatte man mit wenigsten Farben, aber so richtig, ab wann ist grün und ab wann ist grün von grün zu grün, oder kann man dann nur von rot zu grün, oder kann man gar nicht, oder muss man von rot zu rot? Das waren halt so. Aber ansonsten, ja, ein grundsolides Adventure. Nette Mitmenschen und eventuell sogar eine Romanze, die sich rausbilden könnte. Aber das wäre ja dann eher ein Teil für den zweiten Teil. Und wir haben ja immer noch nicht ihre Locke rausbekommen. Warum? Weshalb? Wieso? Naja, nichtsdestotrotz, danke fürs Einschalten. Hoffe, euch hat es genauso gefallen wie mir. Und vielleicht findet ihr noch für euch ein interessantes Adventure oder vielleicht was anderes aus dem Managementbereich. Strategie. Oh, da tut sich was überlagern. Naja, ist ja nicht so schlimm. Prima. Also, danke fürs Einschalten. Schaut auf meinen Kanal gerne mal rein, was euch so angeht. Point-and-Click auf jeden Fall. Wird auch noch weitere Let's Plays geben in der Richtung. Und ich gebe mir größtmögliche Mühe, alles auch bis zum bitteren Ende, je nachdem, offenen Ende, bitteren Ende, Happy End, durchzuspielen. Also, das ist gewiss. Also, ciao. Bis zum nächsten Mal.
I've fallen asleep with my clothes on.
Da gibt's noch was. Screen.
What are you doing? Listen, Alice, about last night.
Remember that bomb that Catherine pointed out to you?
Yeah, I got it. I need to take a shower. You already told me.
We were wrong. The clue was referring to something else.
Hey, have you been up all night?
Everything is clear now.
Listen, I really don't want to.
Answer this, Detective. How long has it been since you've gone back to your roots?
Ooh, what?
I was just booking 2 plane tickets. We're going to Italy.
Aha, das ist also die Fortsetzung. In Italien. Gut, das war's dann aber offiziell. Mal gucken, eigentlich noch hinten dran.